Very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the February 21st, 2024 zoning citation hearings. We have 7 items on the agenda. However, one has already been postponed, so we are down to 6. Oh, sorry. 8 items, postponed 1, down to 7. They don't keep me around for my math, ladies and gentlemen.
Or less.
That's very true. So let me just make sure, do we have one here? Okay, no, so we have a guest, so we'll bring that in shortly. And so hopefully we get this through pretty quick today. Take it away.
Okay, we're on the record. I'm Attorney Gary Oberst. I'm the hearing officer today. To my right, representing the city of Norwalk, is John Hayducky, Deputy Zoning Inspector. Nobody else from the city here.
Not at the moment, may join.
Okay, when I call your matter, you can take a seat at the table. Or through Zoom or however you get here. If you're an interested party, you will also be heard. The procedure is the city presents its findings. Then you have an opportunity to be heard. I'll listen to any interested party and we'll try to reach a resolution. If not, I'll make a decision. If you have any questions, bring them to my attention when I call your matter. What did you want to start with, Mr. Hayducky? I see you have, oh my God. Bring them on.
We'll start with,
Ruh-roh.
the first item we're on the agenda there, 14 Elm Street, represented by Attorney John Hall.
Okay, John.
Good afternoon.
Just give me 1 second to get back up to speed.
And I'll get our share screen going.
Okay, so this is, I'm now back up to speed. Go ahead, Mr. Hayducky.
Very good. And a little housekeeping note, we got an upgrade on our computer here for our Zoom. So we should not be getting those constant interruptions anymore.
Okay,
Should, but we'll see where that goes. So let's see, let me just grab this and bring this. There we go.
I'll get
No.
a second.
I got it.
Pause
Yeah.
your turn, your client gonna speak.
Probably not. I'll just speak on his behalf. It's gonna go really quickly today.
I
Okay.
hope so. As a bit of housekeeping, to say why we are here today, sent a hearing notice on February 14th, via Constable Bondi. So there's the hearing notice on the screen.
Thought it was
Continuation.
It was, but, not in, because it was a continuation to another
Oh.
hearing and we had to postpone that hearing.
They see how to research.
Correct. So, there's a notice with today at,
Any objection to service?
No.
Move on.
all right, moving on. Mail, Constable Bondi, yada, yada, yada. There we go. All right. So, last time we were here was on November 1st, 2023. At that hearing, the matter was continued to the, November 29th hearing. No fines were placed, and at that time, it was continued to allow for a zoning board of appeals application to be submitted.
Right.
So that did happen. The application was submitted, and I will present that to the hearing officer. That was submitted on, November 21st to our office. That is not the entire thing. It was quite a large packet. That's just a couple pages. And I'll go through these real quick. There's the application, signed and sealed. So, however, the meeting for, November 29th, was postponed. So we did not have that hearing. We continued the matter to the, December 13th hearings. We did have those hearings. However, by the time we got to the item for, Elm Street, it was, we ran into a technical difficulty and we could not load the presentation. So in fairness to the property owner, we kicked the matter to the next available hearing, which was today. So that's how we ended up today.
Okay, good.
So, followed the bouncing ball here, ladies and gentlemen. After the submission for variance application, staff and the deputy zoning inspector reviewed the application and shared with counsel for the owner all that would be required. Several variances would be required, anywhere between 4 and 5 variances. Each one of them presenting their own difficulties. So forwarded that to the counsel for the owner. And I think our analysis may have scared them into submission.
Yeah, we bugled the retreat at that point.
Yeah, they sounded the retreat on the variance application.
We didn't think it was gonna be quite so complicated until we got the survey.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of actually showed us everything that we had to do.
That it was gonna be done.
Okay.
So, given that, I said, okay, that's fair, you can definitely do that. So we're just waiting on application to do that, to remove the illegal unit.
Okay,
However, between receiving the application, I'm sorry, go ahead. So between that decision and receiving the zoning approval, I received a fire marshal's report about a carbon monoxide incident at the property. So that was not good. The fire marshal was not happy, as you can tell by the tone of his email. So in fact, 2 residents were were taken to the hospital. So given that, I forwarded that to Attorney Hall.
Mhm.
Say, look, I appreciate that we've decided to get a zoning approval. However, given the fact that there's a safety hazard, a known safety hazard here, I told him I'd like to get an application in to us by February 16th. And I have that email right here. An application in by the 16th.
Do you want me to jump in, John, or wait till you're done?
I only got 2 more things and then I'm gonna punt it over. So anyway, so the deadline was the 16th, this correspondence was done on January 18th. On February 15th, I received let me go through all this here. There we go. On February 15th, I received an email from the property owner. I didn't print, I have the large scale copies here, but that's just the email. The PDF that was attached was actually the plans to submit to remove the apartment.
okay,
Now, one last item that's not on here, it's in your memo. Since the 16th, 15th and the 16th, we have actually changed regulations. Our complete zoning rewrite has now gone into effect, which was into effect on the 19th, so it's past Monday. Given that, some of the requirements may have changed in the benefit of the owner to make permitting slightly easier, to perhaps keep the unit. Or if he has to remove it, perhaps make the process a bit smoother. However, given that I am not 1,000% familiar with these new regulations yet, and given that I received the plans just last week, I am actually asking for 2 things going forward. One, a brief continuance to March 20th hearing, so that I can review the plans and discuss with the property owner and council the best way to alleviate this quickly. And I am asking for a contingent fine to be placed for progress, just given the fact that we have a life safety issue at hand here that needs to be remedied. I am asking for a contingent fine, not an assessed fine, of 25,000. But obviously, you're the deciding judge in that, whether you want to take my word for it or not. And that's my presentation.
Attorney Hall?
So on the CO thing, that the hazard doesn't exist anymore. It was a clogged chimney from squirrels. And,
Is that true?
This is the first, I'm hearing that the fire marshal has not followed up with me on it, so.
we got the building department, came out, inspected, I don't know if you want to swear him in, I guess this is what I'm speaking to the hearing officer on behalf of my client,
That's fine. you
what
can
he
do that.
said. He installed, piping, there are 3 furnaces for 3 different zones, and so the piping. The original problem was the chimney was clogged with, squirrel nest and other detritus. The CO somehow crept in through the fireplaces, even though they're behind sheetrock, and managed to kind of infiltrate the space. So upon John's informing me of the problem, my informing Mr. Say the problem, he immediately flew back up from Mexico, where he was vacationing, and arranged to have the work done. Got a permit, got the plumber, had it inspected by the building department, and they've issued I don't know if they've issued a CO or approval, but they approved the workmanship. So the scary stuff doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, CO2 problem resolved, but you need to check.
I'll double check with the building department, but at the moment, I'll take that face.
They did send me the CO.
Okay,
Yeah, I got it somewhere.
okay. We can scan it over to you, John.
That's fine, that works. That
Save
works.
you the trip down the hall.
That makes
They
sense.
won't let anybody, and even you.
They don't let them come in there, no.
Okay,
So then
okay, good.
So then we tried to get the application in before the 16th, and we have the plans in, and it's kind of an over-the-counter thing. I understand, it doesn't have to go before any other commission or board or anything like that. So, I got the information from Maseha today to evict one of the 2 tenants because the one tenant, can't stay. There are 2 tenants there. One can afford kind of renting the entire 2nd floor and the other one cannot. I think we're gonna go ahead with the eviction anyway, because there's no financial gain to having the 2 apartments, I don't think. But that being said, based on the fact that there might be new regs that might give us more options, maybe I won't serve the notice to quit as quickly as I was going to.
So you are withdrawing your withdrawal of taking the apartment there. It's still a possibility you'll have it.
I don't know. I mean,
You said you were
Yeah.
giving up, but now.
well, we're giving up the variance application.
Okay,
Based on what Mr. Hayducky said, they may not require a variance application. The new regulations might somehow.
all right, so what do you need, what are you looking for?
I guess we'll powwow within the next week or so. If it's not gonna work, we'll just continue with the plans that we submitted to take out the wall, make it 1 apartment. And serve the notice of eviction on the tenant. We can't start work until he gets out. We'll try to actually have an apartment. Another client is moving out of, so I might be able to shift them over. But regardless, by the first day of spring, which sounds very nice now, 3/20, we should have substantial progress.
All right, you agree with the 3/20 date for substantial progress?
Yes.
That's good. Okay, and you also heard Mr. Duffy ask for a contingent fund of $25,000. How do you respond to that?
It seems excessive at this point. I mean, CO problem aside, which is unrelated to this really. It wasn't a density issue. It was a structural issue, that nobody could have predicted, I don't think. So there's no dragging our feet. There's no, we started in one way, in one direction, got the survey, decided that wasn't gonna work, and now we're going in another direction. So contingent or not, it's such a mind-blowing amount that I would like you to consider not imposing any contingent fine, but if you do want to impose a contingent fine, just to keep the ball rolling, make it much smaller, like $5,000, something like that.
Okay,
Let me just make sure, anybody at home, there, we got 2, I think I know one of them, that's on the Zoom at the moment. There's another, however, that is not. If you're here to speak on the matter of 14 Elm Street, please, raise your hand there. I'll give you a few moments to get that done. Does not. It does not look like it, so we will, proceed. We got nobody, on Zoom looking to partake.
Violation continues. I wouldn't say it's progress, well, let's call it progress towards resolution. Continued to 3/20/24 for substantial progress. Contingent fine $5,000 and oral notice.
Fine, accepted. Thank you.
Total fine available is like a lot more, but
And the total fine that the state could assess is 49,000. Well, that's
Would that bring us to number one on the all-time fine list?
still number two. A couple more days to be number one.
okay, so this is all set.
Yeah, you're all set there, gentlemen.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Counselor. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Thanks for
Yep.
turning over.
Missing a second page there, thank you.
Second page, and listen, all this.
Yes, please. Yeah, the old public hearing rules. I mean, I'll just get into it. I stayed after the last thing and I just want to get it clipped together, whatever needs to be clipped together, you know.
It's fine. Take your
Oh.
time, save time later.
In that case, well, and might as well get you ready for the next matter then.
Okay.
No, I got you. No, you don't want to rush. I got you. This and this. There we go.
It says 200 restaurants.
Of course, my wife would be watching.
Of course, of course. I was saying, I think I saw that. I was like, okay, I know who one of them's here for. Okay, let's get this, oh. Let's do. Get that out of the way. Come on. There we go, okay. There's that, we'll do share screen. All right, council, whenever,
I'm ready.
ready, okay, do you want to, swear in the witness?
You have those, is this all?
I can present, I could briefly present that, it's in the first page. That's it, whoop. Oh, we had oral notice given.
Okay, you were here, you were given notice to be here today, and you're here today, sir. Would you state your name for the record, please?
Robert D. Norholm.
You can swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you. Okay.
Alrighty.
Mr. McDuffie, who will tell you what you're doing wrong.
I already know what I'm doing wrong.
Oh, there, this is good, that's a good start.
Okay.
All right.
I
so-
know what's wrong. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I know what's wrong.
So we'll start with, we were here last, November 1st, 2023. At that time, oral notice was given for today's hearing, no fine. Just have to have some progress by today. So that's the third page. To be honest, I'm sure of the violation and the, duration of, the continuance. The deputy zoning inspector kind of just, let things ride, see how, things go. And I was, refreshed by a photo which was dropped off, to our office regarding this address.
Where's my mother-in-law's car?
That was dropped off to our office. I apologize for the several dozen received stamps. It just did not work at the time. We received that on the 12th of February. People can still submit
Where is it from? Who took the picture?
across the street. a neighbor submitted anonymously. I have to present what I was given, and it's totally up to the hearing officer what to accept, obviously. So,
We'll give you a chance if you want. You want to let that come in, I will, but
This is harassment, John.
well,
it's a yes or no, you want?
No.
nope, oh, fair enough, that's all, that's that easy. So, given, and I totally unprompted on my end, the property owner sent me an email on February 17th. Giving me a little status update.
Could you just, for 1 second?
Sure,
What is the violation?
parking area in the front setback,
Thank you.
you got it.
That was, I'm sorry.
No, that's right, no, I'm almost done, so don't worry.
Okay, sorry,
No,
sorry.
no worries.
Relax. You're gonna
No
get
worries.
it.
We had a brief email exchange. That was on a Saturday. We were back in here on Tuesday. We had a brief email exchange, and I have that here. And the property owner is detailing that, even more progress is going to be made. Made the progress of, getting, some of the asphalt up, some of the parking area up, and he has contacted somebody, there we go. Okay, hopefully y'all can hear me now. That was odd. Why was it muted? So I'm here to present that my finding is there is progress being made.
Do we have pictures on anything?
I wish I did.
I actually I did not have a chance to get up there this morning.
From last time, do you have any pictures in the file?
Oh, the file, yeah. Yeah, the file, I got that.
I would like to see the
Yeah.
violation.
Yeah, that I have. Now, these are available, at City Hall, if anybody would like to come and see them, even though I do not have a presentation for them, at the moment. I don't have it as part of the presentation. Here, it's actually not a picture, even better, we have a map.
So this is already in evidence.
Oh, yeah, yeah, this was from the first. Yeah, so it's this chunk right there.
So. Oh, okay, it's part
So,
of it.
yeah, they're gonna remove that, and then there's a building permit out for other additions and renovations to the property. As a condition of that approval, this has to be removed, and then if they add a little bit over here to get a legal parking space behind the front setback.
Okay.
Yeah, this I have no problem.
Yeah.
Did the new codes that came in, does this change anything?
Unfortunately, it did not.
I'm
In
curious.
fact, it made it, in this situation, it may have actually made it worse, but
Really?
because you got this,
Okay,
this is what you have to do.
okay.
No, now the parking, if you don't do a garage, has to actually be the front setback plus an additional,
You're kidding.
yeah, right. We can explain that later. I'll go over that later, but off the record.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
So-
so long story short, because of this, you're just required to do that. You're in good.
You need asphalt here.
I just need that little, it could be gravel. it could be-
Oh, it's right there anyways.
Yeah, so
if I-
it just has to have like a little, marker, you can put like a little. a
LCS
railroad
came
thing.
in that there's process there.
Yeah, it's put like just a little like I say divider, I mean something like a railroad tie or something like that, something to define the space, that's all.
Oh, that's interesting, okay.
Yeah, it's just to show that, hey, this is the end of the driveway, this is.
Gotcha,
Yeah, that's all.
gotcha. So
It can be minor.
as far as what I've done so far, I've removed the Belgian here.
Okay,
It is frozen.
I can
Like a
imagine,
brick.
yeah, I can imagine.
And my guy can't get out there and start ripping stuff up yet. It's
Right.
getting warmer next week.
Right.
So I'm thinking and all the rain we've had,
Mhm.
we can't do too much.
Oh, yeah.
But I got very good progress there and, that's next. That would be next.
Yep.
The question I do have,
Sure.
can there be a variance be put in to keep it?
You could,
Okay,
however, I will advise, I'll put on record that it's probably not a prudent thing to do.
okay,
It would be a utter, right, waste of motion and effort.
Okay.
Because of the new regulations, you may have had something here, maybe, and I'm only saying maybe, because they probably would still have made you reduce that greatly.
okay.
It probably would have been a net, even.
Now, did the codes change where I could put fresh stone down?
Yeah, or you could put any,
So all of this can just be.
no, not there,
Oh, okay,
not there, up here, and any
so that's gotta
surface.
be dirt and grass.
Correct. Now we are looking to, so we can't still be in contact. If you wanted to, we're discussing right now, there was a slight oversight in the new regs, is things like, permeable pavers. So basically what those are, those little pavers where grass grows.
My wife's clapping at home right now, John.
Maybe, but let's not take that and run with it quite yet, but we're still discussing
Okay.
that here. You still would have to remove the asphalt, so
I
at
would-
least.
I
yeah.
would honestly,
Mhm.
would rather take all that asphalt up
Yeah,
and put that there.
there is a possibility
Okay.
that may be
Okay.
something feasible.
So-
So at least for now, my suggestion would be to keep going with getting rid of
Okay.
the asphalt
Okay.
and then
All
we'll
right.
go from there.
That kind of actually made me a little happy.
Okay, well, normally we don't do that around here. Normally that's not what we do. Let me just make sure that, let's see who else is here. We have three, one Russian, I gotta see who that is. Let me see, Hillary, would you want to, make any comment or, you think he's doing good here?
Can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Great.
We can
Thank
hear you
you.
greatly.
have to bring your.
Jeez,
I'm-
we can hear you.
I'm on a meeting for work at the same time, so please forgive me, but this
no.
is
No problem.
fantastic news. I also just want for the record
Yep.
that
Oh,
someone's
no,
staring at my house.
Hillary, we gotta do a little official process here.
Oh.
You
Sorry.
gotta state your name, who you are, and we gotta give you a little swearing.
Hi, Hillary Norholm. I am the owner of the house 200 West Rocks Road.
Would you raise your right hand, please?
It's raised.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, now speak the truth to us.
I just want to express my discomfort that someone is watching my house. And when my parents come to visit my 11-month-old child, for example, and park in the front of the house because my father is handicapped and cannot walk, that is a little bit concerning to me. So what can we do to make this harassment stop? We have an infant at home and I am home all day working from the house by myself. This is very uncomfortable for photos to be sent all of the time.
Well, that is any possible, when we hear the word harassment, that is outside of zoning's purview. That is a legal matter. So what I would, the only thing I could friendly suggest is to, when this is all said and done, one way, shape or form, take a copy of everything I have in my file and pursue a action with that.
Okay, so
Because
would that
that's
be
that's gonna
law
be your.
enforcement? Would that be like the police department? Okay, thank you.
There are other avenues, but that's up to you. Just the best
I
thing we
appreciate
can
it.
offer is our file to document what has been going on.
Thank you. No, that this is just, it feels very targeted given that we bought the house this way and the driveway has been this way for 25 plus years. And now that we have an infant and I'm coming in and out of my house with the infant, bringing her to daycare, she's home some days, me home. It feels very uncomfortable for this level of targeting.
Understood, you've got that in on the record, so we can, you can use that as well later on. Yep,
Thank you very much.
no problem. Okay.
Is there anybody else?
Is there anybody else for, 200 West Rocks Road? Going once, going twice. sold. Okay, so now I just want to do one thing here. There we go. Okay, now where is? Let's see, so we are going to do that. There we go. Okay, and I want to stop share. Okay. So I bet you're looking for that.
I figured it would show up.
Yeah, that's what I get over there. Okay.
So, let me just see your recommendation. You satisfied with the progress?
I believe there is progress being made.
Do you want me to send you pictures?
You could do that. That always helps.
That's
Doesn't hurt.
I'll do that for you.
Sorry, he's got your favorite decision form. I'm sorry.
Violation continues. Progress underway. 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 Fine at this time.
Do you want to schedule another date?
We're gonna do that.
I'm not even gonna put a continued final because you're working to
Fair
it.
enough.
And,
So now we just need a.
always get nasty if you don't.
We always have that up. So,
No fine at this time continued. When do you want to come back?
well, let's see. How about we do, March is getting kind of crowded. So April 17th, we do have a meeting. And we can see, hopefully, if all the dominoes fall right, we may be able to have this all resolved by then.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. I'll continue to 4/17/24. I'm giving you oral notice right now. So you're not gonna get anything in the mail.
Can I just take my phone out?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I just wanna put it in my-
Get in.
Seventeen.
17th, correct, yep.
You will
Readily available.
You can stay in contact with Mr. Ducky if you get it all done. When you have to come back to see me, and that's one of the reasons I didn't want to put a fine in, because then we gotta go.
Yeah, thank you, I appreciate that.
If you get done with it, there is no fine.
I would love to just leave it dirt and put those papers down.
We'll discuss that.
Oh,
We'll
John,
get to that.
please.
We'll discuss that. We'll absolutely get that.
Cause it was funny, my father-in-law suggested that
Yeah,
before we even were doing anything.
Yeah.
I love that look and now I do.
yeah, of course, for a lot of reasons. Yeah, for a lot
Oh,
of reasons.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're all set?
Thank you.
You got it. So
Thank you so
we'll
much.
be in touch.
All right, perfect.
Absolutely.
guys.
You got it.
Easy. All right.
All righty, so, well, we got one still standing over there. Alex, you wanna come on up?
Which is this one.
For France.
Oh, for friends.
Oh,
Oh,
you sir.
oh, yes.
Do that.
If I know the address.
Yeah, that may not be.
Oh, we got progress last time.
Oh, and I think we're,
As we are speaking, they're cutting the stuff out.
oh, yeah, so let's do my usual spiel here. So we're in the, back to share screen against my better judgment.
And if you wanna come take any picture, no
Oh,
lawsuit, no police.
I may
You'll be
take
more
one
than
there,
welcome,
Alex.
coffee waiting for you.
And we are on the record, so keep that in mind.
That's fine.
All right, so let me. Well, when you're ready there, Counselor.
Okay.
All right, so we'll do the housekeeping first. We had to send notice to the property owner, so I have the 3 sheets right here.
Okay.
And sent on February
Let's
14th.
swear him in first.
Fun one. Okay, fair enough. Yep.
Okay. You state your name, please,
Alex at the Matva.
and do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Will you give him this notice of to be here today?
Yes, I do.
Okay, no objection to this.
No objection.
These notices found.
Very good. So we're just gonna scoot through that. Yeah, there's Constable Bondi. Make sure he gets his airtime. All right. So last time we visited this matter was on January 10th. And at that time, there was progress, excitable progress by the looks of it. Yeah, I put an exclamation point. That's, that tells you something. So no change in fine situation. That fine situation is 12,000 assessed, 12,000 contingent, and must continue progress by today. So between that date and into February, the owner, the surveyor, the architect, and myself have been going back and forth, trying to get everything in line.
Mhm.
And a little thing I want to put on the record for the cases, in case this matters at some point. We attempted to get the property owner to be able to start removing parts of the offending structure. For reasons unbeknownst to me, the building department was being a little hesitant about that. So that's why I want to put into the record my letter I sent to the building department and to the property owner, basically stating that the zoning office has no issue with the owner starting partial or full demolition of any part of the building, because that's what's needed to remedy the situation. It has to be reduced and relocated.
Show you, and we can see it on the screen.
Yes.
This is okay with you?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so it's a full exhibit.
So, even though we had that little hiccup, on February 16th, we have a zoning approval
Oh,
to relocate the building to a compliant location, meeting setbacks and height. The proposal that we have, it's all in here if you really want to take a look at it. And also confirming that the use will not be used as another apartment, which is not allowed in the zone.
okay,
So with that, the owner can, and he actually has it here in front of him, he can bring that packet to the building department to pull the necessary building permits.
so what's actually gonna happen to this building that's hanging over the neighbors?
So what's gonna happen is, as I'm sure Alex can detail, but I'll give you a quick summary before we turn the mic over to him, is, the parts that are over the property line have to be removed first. Then the structure is gonna gradually come down slightly to a point where he can get a crane or a lift to move the structure, to attach it to a existing detached structure that's compliant and can support having that structure there. It does have to be reduced down. The hardest part, I think, for the property owner is gonna be, it has to be reduced down to 15 feet in height to the middle of the roof. That's gonna be quite the reduction, but at least he gets to keep half the building, at least. So, I'm gonna leave it up to him how he's gonna, eventually, how that's gonna look. That's totally up to him. It's his property. But other than that, this is, for the brief moment, this is as far as we can go.
Right.
He has to obtain the building permits, and then we can follow up with the building department at that point.
All right, so next time we're gonna get together, what are we gonna see here and how long is it gonna take?
Well, I'm hoping at minimum, the next time we're here, whenever we decide that is, at bare minimum, all building permits that are required have been pulled. And that at minimum, that the structure where it is today has been reduced to some degree, whether it's the decks removed or something has been reduced. And I think if that would be considered progress for us. Anything further would can be greatly appreciated if it is relocated. There is further work to do. Obviously, you're gonna finish the inside, so there's other things to be done, but at least we got those two in a reasonable time frame. That's good progress.
Okay, and what is your opinion of a reasonable time frame? And then we'll hear.
I think
Mr. Adam.
I would say a minimum to get to that point, bare minimum would be 60 days.
That really,
I think that is realistic because all we're looking for is the permits to be pulled. Alex can do that next week. That's a problem. That's not a problem. And then it's just a matter of getting the structure reduced. Alex can inform me of when it gets to the point of when it's low enough to be relocated. I think we can at least get to that point before, in 60 days, that would be May.
That's his opinion. He's putting words in your mouth. What is your opinion?
My opinion is, I respect this gentleman worked very hard to get this stuff, and absolutely true, I appreciate they give me this letter. Because I was forcing it, because I said this is the best time of the year, I can get better price for the labor to get it done. So it didn't happen, but just like a half an hour ago, I got this, everything's correct, I'm even applying tomorrow. I don't know how long they're gonna take to give me permit, but in order for me to bring.
1 second. How long does it usually take to get the permit?
I would say it could easily a week to 10 days could be done, because it's just a matter of.
So figure 2 weeks. and-
Exactly, exactly. And then I have to deed the place that I have next to the garage, they have to come inspect it as a footing, as a frame. So I have to frame it, and in order, when it's framed, the crane comes, but all those deck, as we're talking right now, my guys are cutting. I have no problem to work as much as I can, but to bring it to lower, I have to build this in order the crane comes and put it. Maybe 3 months is possible,
3 months.
or 2.5 months. What, if it's earlier I do, I come here, I love
can
to
do it
finish this.
sooner.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
All right, let me hear, let's look at some dates here.
Okay, so, well, first, let me just make sure. Whoever is in the gallery here, for a participant, are you here for 4 France Street? If so, raise your hand. And nothing down here. All right, very good. So, dates, we have we have one date set out in April. That is, so from today, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 2 months. That would be the 60 days is the April 17th hearing. We do not have a May hearing set up at the moment to get to what would be the equivalent of roughly 90 days, give or take a few days, would be the 15th.
All right, well, let's plan to have the hearing.
On the 15th?
Actually, it's gonna be before my birthday, May 23.
Well, hope we get you a birthday
Oh,
present, that we can
birthday
get
present,
all,
that's it.
all done. So May,
You know, the rain and stuff.
oh
you
yeah,
know what.
that will,
But the decking, actually, that was the beginning, you said it.
yep,
Even next week, you wanna come take a
I,
picture?
I will be out there, I wanna take a look
I
at it.
love
will
it,
be out there.
anytime you wanna. come, you're more than
Okay,
welcome.
so this is, I'm gonna give you the 3 months you asked for.
Thank you, sir.
So that's going to talk, hey, where's my?
It should be, I tossed it over.
Yes. you
There we
did.
go, okay.
I started writing. it.
Sometimes I throw things in just me.
Okay. Violation continues, but much more progress. Okay. Fines. Let's go back to the fines. I have a 12,000. Continue. All right, I'm gonna leave them the way they are because we're getting progress. No change in fines.
Thank you, sir.
And continue to
May 15th.
5/15/24, and I'm expecting, I wrote down what I'm expecting, all building permits. Permits, old. And the structure reduced. Structure. Reduced. Okay. Any questions?
You have to give an structure, we said those decking and stuff.
Yeah, as long as it starts coming,
To be ready for the.
they're ready to go, yeah.
100%.
Okay, I'm giving you notice here, you're not getting any more of these No,
You won't see Constable Bondi, so make sure you remember May 15th.
Oh, it's
Go
gonna
back.
be close to my birthday.
Yeah, you can't forget that.
I'll put it
Okay,
in my calendar right away.
Perfect.
so here's your,
So you're all set, Alex.
Oh,
So yeah,
really
get that over
appreciate-
to you got 15 minutes if you want to go head over there now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just say, they're
He's
right
to
there.
See my face. Anytime I go over, they said, did you get the stamp from the zoning?
And you can say,
gonna say,
yes,
yes, sir."
I got it.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
Alex.
much, sir. I really appreciate it.
Yep, take care.
Take care.
See you soon.
oh, they got this thing moving.
Yeah. So he did everything he could to try and, but, I think, you know, he could save himself a lot of effort if he did this just, you know, even this time last year.
Spending some money, I'm not talking this fine.
Oh, yeah, well, well, yeah, I mean, the one assessed one can't go back on unfortunately, but we can work with the other one. Okay, so let me see, what was this one? That was here, good. Okay, so I'm gonna see who that is here for. We can hear that one.
Mhm.
Who the individual in the gallery there is here for. So, all right, so I'm looking at the participants here in the Zoom dialogue here. So I am going to allow, there we go, and I am going to unmute. And just want to know which address you were here for, what property? If any, or if we're just viewing. Okay, well, I guess they're just viewing. Fair enough. That there's an interested party. It's good to have an audience, you know? All right, so let's go to, we'll do 7 Knob Hill. That is the previous decision form. This one's a lengthy one as well. Share screen. 7 Knob Hill. Okay. Yeah. It's going a longer duration though. Anyway.
Okay.
We're back on. We're good. Just gotta do the share screen again, that's all.
Picture or anything, so tell me what I'm looking at.
Huh, picture. I have a few here. These were submitted many moons ago.
Yeah, I just wanna,
Let me see here. Let me just get this back up. Okay. Basement, it's all interior.
oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know if you want to think of any others. Um, okay. So, last time we were here, I'm gonna try and move this down here a little bit. There we go. So last time we were here was on December 13th, 2023. At the time, the matter was continued, to today, and a contingent fine of $50,000 was placed. Needs progress or completion by today's hearing. Seeing as there was oral notice, excuse me, we did not send Constable Bondi. And So the first, item I have to present, this is from, one of the property owners, an email.
Did you
Um,
hear from Attorney Heisler?
I have not heard from Attorney Heisler at all about this.
Okay.
Um. So this is from the property owner, just, stating a, progress report of the repairs. It's a little meandering, but, I was able to at least deduce that from
Okay.
the email. And then, not via email, how the property owner stopped in, last week and stated that, he went to the building department. Turns out they needed another plumbing permit. Which was, they claim was unbeknownst to them, like whatever, that is what it is. If it's a simple plumbing permit, that needed to finish out the approval, that's pretty easy and quick. And that should be done relatively quickly, and then we can get the final inspections in. But the, conditions have remained the same, as in, there's no more tenants living in either apartment. The permits are valid for the upstairs, in-law apartment, accessory apartment. And that's actually the plumbing permit that was needed, was for the, was for the accessory apartment, not for the violation. So, I'm just asking for, a kick the can a month. Because frankly, a simple plumbing permit and inspection should not take that long. And I'm hoping that by our next hearing on the 20th of March. We'll have some sort of resolution to this, whether this is a certificate or a, bare minimum inspections, final inspections arranged.
Okay, that should be fine.
Yeah, that's, I do ask that the contingent fine remain in place so that the,
Right,
um,
yeah, sometimes these things work.
yeah, I actually think it is.
Violation continues. This is, I'm gonna write finally. Underway. Continue to
March 20th, that's the next hearing.
3/20. And notice. Fines remain. Which was. Contingent.
Okay, sounds good. Well, hopefully, next time we're here, it's to close this thing out. I think that contingent fine got the movement though.
Yeah,
Sometimes that little kick in the,
give them every chance to
Yeah.
do it about that, and if they don't want to, well, that's all right, well. We can figure out a way.
I'll figure
Just keep going in order.
might as well keep going in order. So let me,
No citizen.
yeah, I think they're just, just watching, just making sure.
Is that from the newspaper? It looks like they left.
Oh, they did. Yeah. Okay. Good. I still have one piece of paper over there. Is that it? That's it. All right. And that's good, that's good.
13 Harriet Street.
Yeah, it was 13 Harriet, yes. This is, as a, I'm gonna put a little, preview, I guess, of very similar situation to, Attorney Hall's property. And. whoop. Yeah. Whew. That. And. What? All right, it's 13 Harry.
Okay,
All right. So last time we were here, we had December 13th, 2023. And at that time, there was oral notice given to the property owner for today's hearing, 21st of February. And a $30,000 contingent fine was placed for to obtain a zoning approval and progress. So we'll flash forward a little bit. So the property owner did submit plans, and I have them here as they're large and I didn't copy them.
believe you.
Yeah, submitted on February 2nd for our review. However, I did notice that this property, the street, Harriet Street, was designated for a zone change. One of the whole city did change for their zones, but some of the details of the zones changed more so than others. So given that, I wanted to wait for the new regulations to kick in to ensure that that the two-family is still a valid use there, which it is. That's the main thing. The other factor is to make sure that a four-family, which is what this is, wouldn't be allowed, or it is allowed. Turns out it is not allowed, so that doesn't change much. What I will present is a correspondence between myself and the property owner. I basically said, I want to give the new regulations a little look over, just to make sure that he has submitted everything that he needs on his survey and on his plans, to get a approval. And there may be one or two things that could make his, application a little bit easier, than before. Like I said, but the point I want to make on the record is that, this is, he cannot get a four-family. So that doesn't change what he needs to do. It's changing some of the details to get that approval.
Mhm.
So it shouldn't take long because this isn't a wholesale change. So I could respectfully ask for a continuance to March.
Okay, this was. Okay,
The one I will say for the property owner, he did submit plans as he promised. And frankly, if it wasn't for his own change, I probably would have had this done earlier this week or late last week. So it's just one of those things I wanna. He's gotta go in under the new regs, might as well make sure it's right.
so we're saying. Violations continue.
Yes.
That's. Continues. Did you say looking at new regs?
Yep, looking at new regs.
All right,
I don't think it's gonna change what he needs to do overall. It might be something like he has to, the parking requirement may have changed.
all right,
That's something that probably did happen.
So we're gonna continue this how long?
Just the next hearing we have scheduled, which is
Just tell me
March,
was-
March 20th.
Just told me that was filling up.
It is, but I said filling up good as well, knowing that Attorney Hall and this one were gonna be on there. They were included in that It's getting
Okay.
cold.
And we have a 30,000 contingent fine remains.
If you can make it quick. You're officially on the record. Perfect. And it probably will be, I will probably have a, approval out to him by the next hearing, and that's a good thing. That, and that, and that, there we go, put all your chips in,
Yeah.
huh? Okay, moving right along, it's easy when there don't have too many people showing up, right? Make sure nobody popped in, nope, okay. That is good. So next one in line, I believe, is 10 Harris, I believe. On the
Yeah,
agenda,
that's what I got, yeah.
perfect, I will take that and run with it. There we go, I'm setting up the share screen. We're here last. And let's say. And
I like
a,
the type size.
as it got along, I bumped them up, we got a little more ink budget, so I can. Add a few extra pages. Yeah, another one of those.
Okay.
Oh, because the property owner is not here, we do have to go through notice, so I will present that. And. But he was here last time, but we had to
Oh,
postpone. Yeah.
sorry, so I've got those, okay.
All right, so I'll just put all four of them in, and I'll submit all four. There we go. So basically, here's for the folks at home, this is the notice for today's hearing, sent on February 14th. For the hearing today, February 21st. That is a certified mail receipt and Constable Bondi's delivery. Actually in hand for Wilmer Melendez and at the abode of Maria Sandoval, as their place of residence. So I'm gonna submit that we had proper notice for this meeting, and we did that because at the last hearing, we continued to the 29th of November. Oral notice was given there, but we had a postponement, so we rescheduled to the next available hearing, which is today. So, as a little refresher, this, was a converted garage with no permits. And they could not supply the extra parking space anywhere on the property, could not get it around the side, didn't have enough room. Couldn't even, I think there was a bare minimum of 6 feet on that side to get around, so, at the time. This, I already told him, he was a little upset, but I already told the property owner, the new regulations in his situation in that zone. He could have done something in the front,
Oh,
so, but he was already too far gone into doing this before that. So, so I'll just throw out there as a matter of process. Pulled his permit back in July of 2022, sorry. Just took him a little while to get the work done. He had been in here a couple of times. He ran some issues with, some of the electrical in the garage. So he had to upgrade his electrical pretty much. But all that being said, on January 19th, We have a certificate of zoning compliance. Matt, just in case anybody cares up there, is the garage is not 19 feet long, which is what is currently required for a parking space. However, the house was built prior to 1972 when our parking regulations came in, so number 10 and several going down Harris Street, if you ever go up Harris Street, look to your right, all the garages are woefully short for a modern car. So just, we said, look, you don't have to park your car in there, just has to be a garage. If you use it for storage, you use it for storage. So given all that, I thought we would be done today. However, I got an email from Mr. Melendez that he is actually out of the country.
Oh.
So because we have $1,000 fine, he would respectfully like to have a hearing to perhaps talk that down.
Okay.
Which is fair, very fair. So I said, well, the best I can do then, the file will remain open, but we can continue it. He requested March. I said, well, I'd be okay with that, but we already have 10 items. I guess the way I'll shut my trap with this is we could put it to March, even though we have a crowded agenda. It's gonna be very short. It's just, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna close it and you guys discuss fines. So it's a quick one, so I don't mind kicking it to March. But we have to the hearing officer though.
Yeah, that sounds okay. Let's get something finished.
All right, well, yeah, get one of these finished.
So many of these days I don't many finish.
Yep,
No, if something, now we're all set. If anything else looks like it's gonna be finished,
yeah,
we'll continue it.
yeah, it's good, and we have to continue it. You guys not here.
Okay. So, you see this. We're all over the place. See. This. This. This one.
Has been, yeah.
Okay, so. That's all we got is $1,000 fine.
Yep.
Wow.
I think once we put that one down, he kind of got his
Yeah,
attention.
let me put a 5,000 contingent. All right, so let's keep the fines the way they were.
Right.
Okay. Violation continues. But. Pending follow-up. May be compliant.
Well, I would say it is compliant. It's just a matter of
Oh,
fines,
but
discussing fines.
violation, oh, so it doesn't continue. Violation is cured.
Violation is cured, yeah.
Violation cured. Okay,
It's just a matter of fines, I guess.
continued to 3/20/24 to appeal fines. Fines which remain in place. Okay. So. All right, we'll revisit that in March and see
Yeah,
how much time he harassed me for.
fair enough. Take that in.
We might need notice on there.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
All righty. I think we are down to our last one to be heard.
61.
61 Ohio Avenue Extension. So now what I also did for this one, I'm gonna stop share for a moment. I'm gonna open the here. Now, this one here, the reason why I set up something a little bit different is I want to go to this hearing is 2023. Where is September?
I'm sorry, John, I'm gonna have to take a break.
Okay, we can do that. We're gonna pause our, ladies and gentlemen, for one moment. And where is this thing? All right, everybody, we're back.
You're blocking the view of me, wow.
I mean, that's,
Probably a good idea.
no, this is what needs to be blocked, right here. So, last but not least, 61 Ohio Avenue Extension.
Right.
So this one was one that Attorney Studer, ruled on initially.
Mhm.
Uh, this as a little preamble, I'm comfortable bringing this back because he did not issue any fines. And he did not issue any contingency, he just continued the matter to, allow for progress. He did not set a continuation date.
Did he find the violation?
He did find the violation. That is what he found. That is the only action that he took that would pertain to here. The reason I have brought it back is because two of the complainants that filed the initial complaint followed up. And we're having a bit of a hard time getting a hold of Attorney Studer, so I figured, let's bring it, he ruled on 7 items. I brought to you 3 of them now, so. 2 of them were to close, so this is the first one that,
He's not getting a raise.
oh, I know he's not, definitely not, no. In fact,
I want to be making more than I am.
no, we're looking at the merits here. So, let me share this here. I have the, presentation from the last hearing they were here on, if it's needed. Attorney Studer put all this into evidence, just as you do. So if we need to go back, I have that here, so you can get an idea of what's going on. We'll do a little housekeeping first, just to present notice. So here is, my notice for today in Constable Bondi's service. Sent on the 14th, today's, date for a hearing. There's the certified mail, and, he did, was able to get in hand, with one of the owners.
Right.
So I am going to submit that we do have notice for today's hearing.
Yep, notice is found.
Very good. So I will now present the, previous decision form from Attorney Studer. And that last time we were here was on September 26, 2023. And he did find a violation, however, he did not, give a specific date for a continuance. He only suggested that the, progress must continue, to get a permit.
Okay, so that's. It's got us this far.
Right, so, first I'll present this as a, little way of history here. I'll go back to the presentation on the 26th of, September 2023. Let me just go through all this here, just so you get an idea of what we're looking at. So basically, this is the house here, this is an old survey. So this is one half of the survey. And. Whoops, where are we going? No, I'm sorry, here we go, here's the whole thing, here we go, here's what I was looking for. So here's the whole property right here. And basically, this shed was installed with no permits. And so the, neighbor filed a complaint. Indeed, the owner was pretty confident that he met the setbacks. Not to quote Family Feud, but survey says, nope, you didn't. So he actually got lucky on one side right here. It's a 6-foot setback on that property line. It actually meets it. He got lucky there. He needed to be 5 feet off of this property line. So that's the violation, is in the setbacks but because of the shed's location, it also kind of messed up with his parking a little bit that he had. He's a 2-family house is the use on the property. So, and that's the other half of the survey with all the stamped and, where's the stamps? There you go. So the surveyor, was in contact with me, trying to get over exactly what the survey needs. And basically, that's where we left it, and this is just um. Enlargement of what he have to take one of these parking spaces and move it to the side to be able to move the shed away from that rear property. So that's what was presented in September of 23. Flash forward to today. First thing I will present is from October 11th. This is from the surveyor. Has a few questions. I was able to answer. I attached the survey that he provided for your reference if you wanted to take a look at it. I did not put it on the presentation, just because of the size of the document.
Okay,
So then here's my response, and I actually included a markup of what needed to be done. And, it was more for parking spaces. He understood the need where the shed needs to go and all that. It was just a matter of the parking configuration. And actually the surveyor was very quick. Same day, got a response with a much better, survey.
okay,
So based on that, he submitted that to me. I gave him a little bit of a green light. And he gave a full-size survey to the property owner. Property owner came in and on November 2nd, got an approval to, permit A for the shed and B to relocate it and the parking spaces
oh,
to be reconfigured. So we got now here's why we're here today. On the bottom of that approval, deadline for certificate, January 2nd. So given that the permit was issued, the deputy zoning inspector backburnered it slightly. And got a refresher from one of the complainants, which I have here. And just saying that in their eyes, the owner has not moved the shed.
mhm,
I looked in our database and saw that this was still open. We did not have a final as-built. Therefore, technically it was still a violation, that I have no verification that it was actually moved.
did you go, take a picture?
Well, if I were to take a picture, I have no way of knowing exactly what the measurement is off that rear property line. It has to be 5 feet. If it's 4 feet, 11 inches, it's still not compliant.
Yeah, it could be 10 feet, it wouldn't be a question. You just took a look.
It could have, but no, that I could absolutely have done that, but if I have a surveyor as I say, if I have a surveyor on the hook, I'm gonna use that. Surveyors are the gold standard.
Okay, that's fine.
So anyway, I sent the notice to the owner did respond, came in to visit me this morning. And actually, reached out to the surveyor. Just before our hearing today, surveyor said, and I quote, and I could print out the email, but he said, and I quote, "I can have this in a couple of weeks to finish it out." So what's required is just a final as-built, and we're gonna go do our final inspection for the parking spaces. Make sure that they have to be striped. So as long as they're striped and we get that final as-built, we can close it out. So I initially thought of continuing this to the March hearing. But there are no fines, nothing has been issued. Other than the fact that a violation was found. So I'm thinking. If we continued it to the April hearing and we get everything we need, he doesn't have to come back.
Okay.
If it's somehow not done by April, we're going to have a discussion by then.
So you're not asking for a contingent or anything?
I am not, because the owner did respond. He came in, 11th hour is before midnight, so he did come in and I did get a response from the surveyor, so.
See, it's one,
Let's do April 17th. Let's do that.
17.
That is a good way, yes, that's right, that's.
Read notice.
Hopefully we won't even get that far.
What you get? So how does it get closed out if they don't have to come back here to close it out?
Yep, I can, well, as long as there's nothing other than, and this was from, Attorney
I
Sapienza.
don't know, I don't get any points on my record with essay cases.
Well, it's here.
It's all right,
If it doesn't come back, you've done all you can. I mean, that's,
yeah, that's fine. I got it.
yeah.
There's one other on this list.
Well, there is one on the agenda. It is 7 Norvell. I postponed that one, because we sent the citation. He came in within the 5 days. And said, and he actually did, he got a permit.
Okay.
So I'm going to see where this goes. I still reserve the right to send another citation if this is not resolved in a timely manner, but
Okay, well, that's good.
yeah, so maybe we're holding out hope here for this one. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are all set. We will see you all again on March 20th, the first day of spring.
Okay.